Good evening to all. We extend a warm and respectful welcome to Dr. S.V. Kokilavani ma'am, Professor and Dean, Academic and Research, NITTTR, Chennai. She is a distinguished academician with many years of experience in technical education, teaching, and research leadership. She holds a doctoral degree from Anna University, Chennai, reflecting her strong academic foundation. She plays a vital role in planning, implementing, and monitoring academic and research activities at NITTTR Chennai. She has made significant contributions to curriculum development and academic reforms in technical teacher education. Her research interests span areas such as machine learning, deep learning, information retrieval, and computer science applications. She has published numerous research papers in reputed national and international journals and conferences. She actively encourages interdisciplinary and industry-oriented research initiative. She has been recognized with several awards and honors for excellence in teaching and research. As Dean, she promotes visionary leadership in enhancing research output and academic standards. We are honored to have you, ma'am, today. Once again, I welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible? Ma'am, I am audible, ma'am. Ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am.
Now, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. There is a small
Okay,
problem.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening to all. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to participate in this ATAL FDP and handling the session on this ATAL FDP for educators. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. So now let us have a discussion about hands-on with the ChatGPT with the practical use cases for educators. Myself, ISV Gokilavani, working as professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering, NITID Chennai. So the agenda of this today's session will be of what is the need for AI-based pedagogy, because nowadays we are in the era of that is a digital world. So in this already we moved into prominent technology-wise oriented education based system, and based upon this we are having NEP 2020 also, that is National Education Policy, and SDG goals are also there mentioned. So according to this, if we want to carry our teaching process, okay, to the students, so based on this there is a definite need of AI techniques and the tools. Nowadays the entire world is moving towards AI. So in that way, what is the for us the educators or faculty members, what is the need for using all these types of different AI tools, and what is the difference between the traditional way of teaching as well as this AI assisted teaching, and how we can use, because the title itself they mentioned that hands-on, because I think everybody is working in today's environment, everybody is working with the ChatGPT only. But what are all the ways how we can effectively utilize this ChatGPT with some example scenarios we are going to see. And what is the difference between virtual teaching assistants and chatbots? What is the need for chatbot? In which way we can use chatbots for our educational purposes? Finally, we are going to work with two important AI tools called the Cursor, Code Assistant, and Mermaid. So this is the agenda for this particular 1.5 hours session. So now let me deeply move into this pedagogy. Why we are this active, that is the AI techniques are needed for this particular pedagogy. So because we are till now we are having the traditional classroom teaching. In that we followed the method called one size fits all approach. The meaning is that the faculty is there, the students are also there. So what we are doing means we are conveying the concept to the students. Okay, so either in the chalk and board method or by using any of the digital tools, for example, either through that is your presentation slides or any other digital way of transforming the information from faculty to students. That can happen in the real scenario. So one size fits all approach, meaning that we thought of this particular way of transforming the content to the students may reach all the students, but practically speaking that we also aware that this is not happening in practical, because every student is having their own capability, their own understanding, and their own knowledge level. So we need to move to according to the requirements of the students. Is it possible to make any changes in our way of teaching? So we have to make some changes in our teaching learning process so that the different levels of students can actively participate in the process. So that is the reason why all these NBA, NAC, and accreditation, all accreditation processes require innovative teaching methodologies so that the students can understand the concept which will be delivered by the faculty. So as we know that the students are whatever maybe as even as the capability to understand, a capability to listen any concept or anything is maximum 15 to 20 minutes. So after that something can happen and the students can deviate it, and at the same time if we are sitting to listen then we can also deviate it from the main core component. So in that way, making the students to actively participate in our classroom activities, and at the same time making the students to understand the concept and making them to learn by themselves, that is called self-learning. All of this mainly based upon a teacher's hand only. So in this particular way, if we deliver the contents as such to the students, so going to the classroom and delivering the lecture, and after completing the lecture asking some questions from some one or two students and leaving the hall will not serve the purpose. So we have to identify what is the requirement of the students. So based upon the requirement, we have to adopt different technologies or make different methodologies to make the student to understand the concept, or making the effort to make the students to understand the concepts. So in that way, we move into a concept called personalized learning. So this personalized learning is mainly useful for the benefit of the students. So here in pedagogy, that is not at all possible. There is limited personalization is available. So for that purpose, so many remedial classes we arranged, practically speaking. So if the student gets failed in one particular subject, then we can make some extra special classes for them to make the students to get into that particular concept. But that and will serve the purpose to some extent only. And all these things also require time consuming, okay, time consuming process. But nowadays we are very, very short of time. We are all running behind the time. So by including all these challenges, the final one is very important one, that is diversity between the students. So the students are not in the or in the same, not all the students are in the same page. So in that way, if we want to attend the queries raised by all the students, and in order to make them to understand the concept clearly, there is a need of moving into some sort of technologies so that everyone can understand the concept and they can learn by themselves. So that is why these AI techniques will solve this particular purpose, and it is need of today's scenario. And it should be, this particular AI techniques may be of learner centric as well as adaptive to any different types of methodology we can adapt. And technology wise, no need to explain anything. Technology wise also a lot of support is there for teaching learning process. So what is this particular AI driven pedagogy means? It is a complete integration of three different scenarios with respect to education. I'm talking about education. So with respect to education, it is a combination. We can integrate AI techniques with learning analytics. So what is the capability of the students? So what type of students can, what type of process or what type of teaching learning methodology that we can adapt to the students. So that is called learning analytics. For that also, based on the previous experience or previous data, we can understand, we can come into the conclusion that if we follow this particular strategy, then the students will learn effectively. So the ultimate core component is make the students to understand the process. That is the main thing. And adaptive systems. So adaptive system in the sense, the system, whatever may be the system, the whole entire process easily adaptable to every student. That is the main thing. So ultimately, the goal of this particular AI-driven pedagogy is to support the entire teaching learning process to be provided in an enhanced way, and it is not a replacement for the educators. That is, we need to keep it in mind, because we the educators first have to learn about what are all the technologies, what are all the techniques available, latest techniques available, because nowadays students are so much familiar, because they are so much familiar with all these AI technology. So when they are coming for a classroom or when they are coming for laboratory session itself, they know about, yes, there is no need to write the code and all. There are already AI assistants are there like that. So in that scenario, we as a faculty member also in need of knowing about all these types of supporting tools in order to make the teaching learning process to be an interactive one. So in that way, ChatGPT plays a very important role and a very significant role, frankly speaking. So this is a generative AI chatbot. So I want to tell some thing about here what is meant by chatbot. This particular what we say that in our if you see about 5 years or 4-5 years before, in every website we are having, after that we are having mobile application and all, but before that we are having only web applications. In web application, the last page of the web application may be connected with the contact as well as with the frequently asked questions. Dear participants, how many of you aware about this? I think the group will be of mixed with all the different departments. Am I right? Please, anyone respond? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So I think the people are having different diverse domains. Am I right? Yes, anyone please respond?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So in that scenario, this particular frequently asked questions was slowly that is moved by, that was replaced by chatbots. So nowadays, the best example is our IRCTC website. So in that, if you go there and see at the bottom right corner, we are having this chatbot, practical chatbot called Diksha. So what is the purpose of this? What are all the queries related? What are all the questions? What are all the doubts we are having? All that we can ask. But one particular thing is that it is not possible to get information about or to ask that particular Diksha to book the ticket. It is not possible. The reason is that this chatbot is based on LLM. LLM means large language model. What is large language model? These large language models are, that is, pre-trained models. What is the purpose of pre-trained models? Because the models are getting trained with already existing data. So at presently, if you are with lack of data, then don't worry about that. Similarly, if you want to develop any model to work on it, no need to do it from the scratch, because already the model is available. The model is trained with the predefined data. So that models are called pre-trained models. So we can make use of all these pre-trained models in order to give answer for the queries asked by the users. So in that way, chatbot utilizes the concept called LLM, large language models, in order to make the conversation between the user and the system in a very easy way, in a friendly way. So that's why it is referred to as generative. Generative in the sense, it is the purely, that is this artificial intelligence technique. It is an overall umbrella. Under this umbrella, artificial intelligence, there are lot of technologies are there. So we can have machine learning techniques, we can have deep learning techniques, transfer learning techniques, and the main core component is natural language processing. So whenever we have natural language processing, I mean NLP, if you want to work with this type of ChatGPT and all that, this generative pre-trained transformers, the meaning is that, so these types of transformers are based on, that is NLG and NLU. The meaning is that natural language generation and natural language understanding. So all these three things work together in order to provide the solution, or in order to provide the answer for the that is questions asked by the users. So the natural language understanding understands the query, and what is the request raised by the user, it will be processed by NLP techniques, natural language processing techniques, and finally it will generate the content. Okay, so it will not extract. Extract means what is available in the backend, I mean data set, that will be retrieved. But it is not an extraction process. It will generate by itself. What will be the answer for the question? It generates by its own words. And in that way, this ChatGPT is a generative AI chatbot. So in this particular chatbot, we can have a conversation, we can ask questions, and we can get into the answer also. Okay. So, but here, what is the key strength of this particular ChatGPT is that it may be used for in a particular way. Even all are using ChatGPT for any of the purposes, for all the purposes. But if you want to if you want to work with this ChatGPT for teaching learning process, yes, it is possible. So how we can use this ChatGPT for teaching learning process? That is the thing we are going to discuss in today's session. So how we can make use of this ChatGPT as a teaching assistant? So in that way, we can have different variants of ChatGPT, because we know only about how to work with OpenAI's ChatGPT, or otherwise Google's Gemini, or otherwise Claude. Okay, so like this only we are know about, but the variants of ChatGPT are also there. So how we can use that? Okay, so the first variant is that your virtual teaching assistant. So this another name given to this, virtual personal assistant or virtual teaching assistant. So in that way, we can make use of the ChatGPT for giving answer to the questions asked by the students. And second one is personalized tutor. The name itself denotes we can make the chatbots or ChatGPT to train on some sort of concepts, and by getting information from our, either if you give the textbook, or if you give the syllabus, or if you give what is the content required, what is the concept you require, then automatically it will analyze, it will go through the contents available, and it will provide the necessary information to the user. So in that way, it will act as the tutor also. And third one is content generator. So content generator in the sense, not only writing the research paper, or otherwise writing the thesis, or writing the report or anything, it can generate the code. So that is the reason why we are having lot of AI code assistants available. Today also we are going to discuss about one such tool. Okay, so AI code assistant. So there is no need to write a single line of code. So no need to bother about I am not belonging to computer science background, so I don't know about the coding and all. Nobody, that is nothing is required. So if you, that is, we are in the era of no code, low code environment, shortly called as NCLC. So what is the meaning of this? Either without writing even a single line of code, or with simple lines of code, we can achieve the task. That is the meaning of NCLC, no code, low code environment. So in that way, we can utilize a lot of AI tools available. So all these AI tools are also written using any one of the programming language. That is the basic truth. But anyway, it makes the users, so to work with this particular tool, to use this particular tool without having enough knowledge about that particular tool, there is no need of why it is, how it is developed, or how it is used like that. Only thing is for what purpose, what tool is required. So that knowledge is required. So if you are having, if, as a teaching fraternity, if we are having that particular knowledge, then we can help the students to understand about, and we can make the students to ethically use this particular, all these AI techniques. That is main thing, because it is whatever may be the technique, whether we are using the technique properly with right perspective, it depends upon in the user's hands only. Okay, so in that way, we can make the students to know about the importance and what we say that what is the significance of all these AI tools and which way we can use, then it will be effective for the students. That we have to, as an educator, we have to make the students to understand. Okay, so with this, we can make, there is a drastic role shift from teacher. Hereafter, we can call ourselves as a facilitator, not teacher, because we are going to provide what are all the facilities, what are all the AI techniques available in today's environment to the students. Therefore, we can call ourselves as facilitator. Similarly, the students hereafter, they can be called as active learners. Instead of students, they can be considered as learners. So they can learn by themselves, or they can learn by using any of the tools and techniques available. So what may be the difference between these two, our traditional and AI assisted that we discussed so far only? So it is purely chalk and board method, traditional pedagogy, whereas here it is very, very interactive, and we can ask the students, we can post the queries through any of the portals available, and you can ask the students to give the answers to the particular portal itself, or otherwise you can conduct the quizzes through various online quiz platforms available. Like that, it can be an interactive and that is dialogue based. So the students can interact, the learners can interact, okay, and we also interact with the learners. And there is a fixed pace is there in traditional methodology, but here it is personalized. So according to the requirements, for example, if the a learner does not understand about the mathematical formulation or mathematical concept behind one particular algorithm, then we can make the AI tool to give some suitable example to understand that particular concept. So we can give them about, this is an example, this is a sample data set available. So you apply this data set to this example algorithm, how it will work. We can give them simulation. We can make this learners to learn through the animations and simulation activities, so they can clearly understand about the concepts. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about that one only. That is how we can make use of different AI tools to make the concepts to clearly understand, to make the students to clearly understand the concepts. So what are the AI tools are available? Okay, so that we will discuss in tomorrow's session. Then manual evaluation is there in traditional pedagogy, whereas AI assisted feedback, then and there we can get it. So what is the meaning of then and there? If we attend the quiz, and if it is for either 5 marks or 10 marks, that is not at all a matter. But immediately it will be evaluated, and immediately which will be right, which will be wrong, what is the reason, what is your improvement, where you have to improvement. If these suggestions will be given to the user means or student means, then it will be really helpful. We as a faculty member, it is not possible to evaluate all 60-70 students assignments or quiz questions, okay, answers, responses. It is very, very difficult. It's time consuming also. So only thing is, we have to get into the practice of making everything as digitized. Once if it is done, then automatically it will be get practiced, and students also get benefited, and we also no need to running behind the time. And the last one is limited interaction is there in traditional teaching, but whereas continuous engagement, we can continuously monitor, because first 10 minutes we can explain the concept, next 10 minutes we can give the simulation to make the students to understand the concept, and then next 10 minutes we can give some small problems how to apply on this. So everything hands-on, we can give hands-on, and then after that we can ask the students to write the code. So for that we can ask the students to get the help from the ChatGPT or anything, okay, so they can understand and they can know about how to do that. Because nowadays in IT industries also, in so many field, whatever may be the field, there is no need to in their platform they are having their own what we say that the tools are available, therefore they can make use of all the different tools available. So there is no need to worry about I am not having, I am not familiar. But in order to go to that, that is in order to capture, in order to get into that particular position, what is required, everything, that is concept understanding and how to apply, how to crack the code, how to identify the errors are there, everything is required. So for that purpose, we can make use of all these tools and techniques. Dear participants, are you comfortable with my flow?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now let us move on to a practical use case for faculty members. So here, what is the required means here you are having elaborate session with the lesson plan preparation, but I am not touching about that. But I am going to give you about how to prepare, how to make the system to generate the things effectively. Okay, so in that way, I am taking lesson plan preparation. Okay, or otherwise you can use ChatGPT for generating the lecture notes also, and you can create a lot of examples, related examples and case studies. And finally, we can design quizzes, and we can make, you can conduct assignments. Okay, we can make the students to submit the assignments and all. So here, one important component is called prompt engineering. So that is very much important. So prompt engineering means how we are asking the chatbot or ChatGPT. So what we are asking, in which way we are asking, whether we are clarify what is our requirement or not. So that plays very important role. Okay. So here I'm giving one simple example about create a lesson plan for artificial intelligence course. So here I think we aware about that. In order to, I will go to that ChatGPT. So we can have some practical exposure about how to work on it. I don't want to tell you people, you know about that, but I want to convey that how we can make use of the prompt in an effective way. Shall I proceed? Yes? Yes, thank you. Thank you. So in this, I'm going to prepare a lesson plan. Okay. So this particular lesson plan, I have to prepare for my artificial intelligence course. Okay. So for that purpose, what I will do means there are a lot of methodologies are there. Simply, I will type lesson plan for artificial intelligence course. Then automatically it will prepare a lesson plan, one lesson plan for general artificial intelligence concept. Okay. I do this I did not that is I am not providing any information about whether it is for undergraduate students or postgraduate students, okay, with the theory or anything. So it will simply consider the course title and course duration maybe of 14 to 15 weeks, because I am not telling anything. But anyway, it generates some objectives, course outcomes, because these things are necessary for all our accreditation process. So already it was trained on such way only. So it will create unit wise course modules, okay, topic covered, what may be the hands-on activities, okay, what type of assessments can be given, like this. But I'm going to fine tune my process. So that is called prompt engineering. What I will do, I'm going to first apply, or I'm going to first insert my syllabus. Okay. So what is where my syllabus? What is my syllabus? My syllabus is available here. So I uploaded my syllabus first. So after uploading the syllabus, I'm going to give some prompt for this. Okay. So create a lesson plan. So, and I am going to give you some inputs. Okay. So by referring the file and provide unit-wise intended learning outcomes, because ILO is very much important for NBA activities and all. So unit-wise intended learning outcomes I am in need. Then for each topic, I am in need of Bloom's taxonomy level. So I am going to type as Bloom's taxonomy level. Bloom's taxonomy level, and map it with corresponding COs. Corresponding COs. So with this, also I am in need of unit wise what is required, what sort of innovative assessments I can give. Okay, innovative assessments. Okay, so sorry for the spelling mistakes and all. So I'll give this. So automatically it will read the document and it will provide the lesson plan with ILOs. Okay, Bloom's taxonomy level, and as well as I am in need of a CO mapping with the corresponding methodology, different methodology, innovative methodology for conducting the assessments. So see here. So here, unit wise, unit 2. Okay. So still I am in need of, still it is somewhat one unit 1 only 4 ILOs. Okay. But I am in need of most of the universities or colleges we are having, if it is of 3 credit course, then we are following 1 credit 15 hours, therefore 45 hours we need to complete. So here I need to modify this because here it is not like this. Therefore, I can still modify. So modify the above tables by including whatever our requirement, we have to give it in a proper way. So by including what is required, by including or by assigning 9 hours for each unit. So likewise, if we give it, then automatically it will revise that, and for each unit it assigns 9 hours. So likewise, if you have, dear participants, if you have anything to be included in your lesson plan, you can free to interact. Anything, dear participants? Anything need to be included? So this is, everybody is using this one. Everybody is using ChatGPT, but in which way we are using this ChatGPT in an effective? So that is in our hand only. In whatever way you are using, that prompt plays very, very important. Okay. So this LLM also, that is your agents, AI agents and the agentic AI nowadays very famous. All these things are also following the LLM, large language models only. Okay, so that is also, this large language model is based for agentic AI environment. So here you are having, it will ask you whether I want to put the COPO mapping and all rubrics. Okay, for exercise, that is if you want to do your integrated lab component into theory component. Okay, so that you can include. Okay, so if you want NBA complaint documentation also, you can include. So likewise, lot of provisions are there in ChatGPT to work with. Okay, so this is one particular example for the people to understand about how we can make use of our ChatGPT. And always, you know that this will provide 24/7 clarification. Okay, so it is not possible for the human beings. Okay, so if the persons are having any doubts, okay, if we ask at any time, it will provide the solution. But we are not able to do that. Okay, and personalized explanations also, depending upon our own requirement, it will provide the proper explanations. And interactive discussions also we can have, and self-paced learning is also there. So it may be mainly, chatbots may be mainly used for engaging the students in a proper way, and we can make the students to get some confidence about, yes, I can learn, because not all the students are ready to learn. But with the help of all these technologies, we can make the students have some confidence about, yes, I can also learn by using all these technologies and methods available. So next I will move on to virtual teaching assistants and chatbots. Okay, so the another technique, so which will be used for providing the information about what is the requirement of the user. Based upon the user requirement, it may converse. Okay, so depending upon the user request, if there are a lot of techniques may be there, so I will touch upon those things later. But here in general, this particular AI tool, either virtual teaching assistants and chatbots, may be used to provide real-time support, real-time guidance, and it can definitely engage the students. So what are all the things that can be done with respect to these virtual assistants and chatbots means there are a lot of differences between these two itself. I will tell you. So virtual assistant means the best example may be of your Siri and Alexa. Okay, so that is automatically designed. Okay, so that is designed for one specific task. But chatbot is designed for any particular specific task. For that particular specific task, it will do some action and it will do that particular action dynamically. So that particular dynamic assistance is there in chatbot. So if you ask any question, if it does not know that, then it will provide the standard answer that I am not knowing this. If you refer this particular website, like that, it will provide some immediate relevant response. Okay, so that way these chatbots play an important role. Okay, so by using these systems, the students can get the answers to their questions instantly. Within a fraction of a second, they can get the answers to their questions, and personalized feedback they can obtain. That also we already discussed. Quizzes or polls, intermediate quizzes or polls. So during the conduction of the classroom itself, we can raise the polls and make the students, because nowadays everybody is having their gadgets. So either through mobile or through laptops or through PCs, the students are able to do that particular, attain that particular quiz or polls raised by the faculty. So in that way, we also make the classroom to be an interactive one. So, and another one is self-paced learning. They can get into, yes, I am interested to learn something about this. So it will stimulate the learning capability of the students also. Okay, and the conversational practice also there. So these things we already discussed. So I will skip this. So what may be the practical examples for this virtual teaching assistance? So for explaining the concept and giving the assignments with the full solution. So suppose if it is not possible for making the students to complete the particular assignment, then they can this particular thing we can get the some hints. So we can provide some hints. So with that, by following that particular hint, the student can provide the solution. And similarly, what we say that frequently asked questions. Okay, so that for that purpose, we can create virtual teaching assistants. Okay, and bots may be used for n number of purposes. One simple application, real-time application, is admission bot. Okay, similarly, classroom bot. Okay, or class advisor bot. Okay, so I think we people are having, in addition to our teaching learning process, we are having so many admin related activities. Am I right? Please, anyone respond? Because online activity and all, I am expecting some conversation, something from participants. Please respond. Anyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we are having so many additional activities. Am I right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we need to concentrate on admin activities. We need to concentrate on classroom activities, students related activities, and our own that is improvement. Okay, research activities. All these things are required. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So in that way, if we want to if you want to reduce our effort, if you want to reduce the time, and if you want to make the things to happen in a quicker way, then we can go with these types of chatbots. Okay, so one best example is admission chatbot. Okay, so during admission process, it is very, very difficult for each and every one of us, because if we are head of the department or head of the institution or class advisor or whatever maybe, we are having some responsibility regarding this admission. So during admission process, we can expect queries from starting from parents, from students, different different levels of students they are coming, and they are asking lot of questions, but most of the questions will be that is what we say that the standard questions. So in that way, what may be the expectation of the students regarding each and every department, regarding the entire institution? So for that purpose, we can create a chatbot for that. So in this, there are two provisions are there to creating the chatbot. One is about with the help of intents, without any large language model, by creating the intents. That is called intent concept. By using the intent itself, what is meant the intent means? It is like key value pair. I think you're aware about what does mean by key value pair. What is the question? What is the answer for the question? So what are all the things available about our institute? We can ask as a question, and the answer for that will be also provided as the intent. So likewise, we can create a lot of intents, and if the question asked by the outsider, either by the student or by the parent or any other person, if it is a direct question, then if the keyword involved in that, then automatically the answer will be provided. Otherwise, it will provide there no information available. Kindly refer website or kindly contact some contact person details. That is the way in which it is some set of that. It is a chatbot type, but it is somewhat dynamic, and the majority it is static only. So, what is the next method means? During the second method, we can have called what we say that large language models. Okay, so here we can make use of large language models, LLM. So with the help of LLM, if you create a chatbot, then even if the content is not available, it refer its related websites, it refer its related documents, and it capture, okay, and that particular information will be retrieved. So most of the times, these types of LLM based chatbots will work properly, and it will provide at most answer. So this is one simple example. Likewise, if you take class advisor is responsible for collecting so many things repetitively. So that repetitive tasks may be connected with the chatbot, and through the chatbot, if the chatbot is connected with all the students, then if the students ask any question related to any of the doubts or any of the clarifications or any of the submission process, everything can be done through this particular chatbot. Okay. And one more example here I am representing is language learning bots. This is very much important because for placement activities and all, communication skill plays very important role. So in that way, the students are very shy about how they may converse with their friends or how they may converse with their faculty members. So by practice only they can learn language. I think we have to agree about this. So by practice, how they can make practice. So with the help of chatbots, they can converse with the chatbots, and if they are making any mistakes, then chatbot will tell about, yes, this is spelling mistake, this is grammar mistake, like that. It will tell about, yes, this is pronunciation mistake, like that. It will correct and it will guide the students so that they can learn something. So in that way, we can create chatbots and we can make the students to work in a what we say that in a technical way, as well as with a relaxed way. So students not having any fear about the opponent may that is what we say that they don't no they miss that is they know about our weakness and all those things, so that things can be avoided. Okay, so the students can have better communication with these types of chatbots compared to the personal communication. So that is the way we can make use. This is one particular example. Likewise, we know that, so we know no need to go anywhere else. In our day-to-day life, we are having from morning till evening, we are facing a lot of problems. So if we provide solution to these problems, then that is called innovation. So in that way, what are all the problems faced by each and every one of us? We think over it and we make the students group. No need to worry about everything, will do it by the faculty. No need to worry about that. We need to frame the group of students so we can make them give them as an assignment or work or as a project. So if they completed the project, they know about how use with the technology, and we also benefited. Our juniors also get benefited. So that is the way we can make the AI techniques to move into the next level. Another example may be of assessment support. So that we already discussed, the quizzes or practice tests that can be conducted in an online way, and analyze the student answers. That is very much important. It is not possible for us to analyze and give feedback about each and every question, whether this question is right or wrong, what is missed, everything. Yes, we will write whenever we corrected our papers. We know that if this particular part is missing, then immediately we write that particular part. This part is important. This symbol is important. This formula is important. This parameter is important. Like that, we write something. But nowadays, it is also whenever we complete, that is whenever we evaluate our final in-semester exam, the examination papers and all, no, it is not possible to write anything. And they also no need to know about, because the in-semester is over. So during our internal assessment process itself, it is very, very difficult to write it manually. So if you make the students to analyze what is missing here, then it will be definitely helpful for them. Okay. And the coding and STEM discipline, that is, we can use this particular exam, that is applications with all the STEM discipline environment, debug the code snippets. Okay. So if, where is the error? That is, I don't want to explain. We know that in Google Colab itself, Google Colab is the place where we can work with either Python or any other different languages or language like that. We can embed into that. But in that also we are having provision called Gemini is integrated into that. So if you feel or if you get any error in that, immediately you can use the Gemini to get that particular error rectified. Just copy and paste this error, or no need to copy. If you give rectify the above error, then it will read what is the above error and it will correct by itself. So in that way, no need to worry about whether I know the syntax, whether I know I do the thing. Only thing is logically it should be correct. So remaining things, it should be settled down by the AI code assistant itself. Okay. And similarly for explaining the algorithmic logic. So tomorrow I will explain you about how to explain different machine learning algorithm, deep learning algorithm, neural network algorithm with the different AI tools. Okay. So likewise to explain about mathematical derivations, how this derivation is coming. So if we are doing all these derivations in a classroom, in a chalk and board, but then the students will sleep, sometimes we also get irritated. So to avoid this, what is requirements? We are, definitely if we use tool, then students also alert and they can also know something. Okay, so based upon these types of lot of learning resources, I am touching upon some important points here, but lot of learning resources as a faculty member, be aware of this. But only thing is we need to implement this and we need to make these things to reach the student community. That is the main thing. So how, in which way we can implement all these things? So either in classroom activities, okay. So you can have AI chatbot, okay. So during your sessions, so instead of for your subject, okay. So for your course, you can make use of AI chatbot. So during your course delivery, if any question rise, then immediately the chatbot will answer. Okay. So similarly, asynchronous way. So this is related to LMS. So later point of time, students are not able to attend the class at later point of time. They can use this type of chatbot, which will be connected with our LMS, okay, learning management system, or the websites particularly developed for the specific courses. So from that, it will learn something and it will give the answer to the students' queries. And similarly, one more important thing is 24/7 it is available. So therefore, no need to worry about if the student asks even at any time during holidays, then the systems will provide the answer for that. Okay. So in this way, we can combine that. That's why it is referred to as hybrid. We can have real-time classroom with any one of the AI tool assistants. So what may be the AI tools available? Till now we discuss about only ChatGPT, and apart from that, Microsoft Copilot is there, and Google's Gemini is there, and apart from that, Claude is there, and Copilot is mainly used for developing chart or any diagrammatic representation. If you give only the information in tabular form, tabular representation, by giving the values, okay, by x-axis values, y-axis values, I am in need of line chart, bar chart, pie chart, like that. If you give anything, then it will create automatically. So likewise, you can use Gemini also, learning assistant. And if you want to create custom chatbots, then lot of tools are available. Dialogflow is one such tool, Rasa another such tool, IBM Watson assistant is there. So we can make use of all these things. For cursor is there, cursor environment. So all these things may be used for creating the chatbot. And LMS related activities, we are having Moodle chatbot is there, and Canvas chatbot is there for providing learning materials and learning resources. So next, let us move on to how we can make these AI assistants for our interactive teaching learning process. The first example may be of introduction to Python programming. I am taking simple, since I am a CSE background, I am taking the CSE language concept. So it's interdisciplinary. Nowadays, everything is interdisciplinary. All are working in a cross-domain manner. So in your domain, for what concept you are in need of some explanation, some clear explanation, you can use that particular topic. Here I'm in need of, if it is any programming language, then the programming language should know, that is, for this, I want to know about some syntax and how I can write a simple program. and how I can interact with the chatbot to clarify some doubts. So for that purpose, you can the system don't know about my level of learning process. So it will ask some simple questions about have you used any programming language. It will start its conversation. So have you used any programming language before? So based upon the answer provided by the student, it will process the thing accordingly. Okay. So if I am asking about, if I am a student, I am asking about explain Python concepts, for example, variables, data types, how the print statement is working. So some sample codes and all, then it will immediately show the sample snippets. Okay. And suppose if the student is asking about what is variable and how I can print multiple lines and all. Okay. So for this, this can be done in with respect to two different levels, either by using intent or by using LLM. So if you work with this, then automatically the student also gets more interesting to work with this. Okay. And this is one particular simple example to create this chatbot. Yeah. Okay. Participants, are you there? Am I connected?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. So this is a simple example to understand about how the chatbot respond with respect to intent type of question answer. So your user input will be retrieved. Okay. So this input, I am not writing a single line of code. This is the AI generated chatbot. Okay. So I am giving the prompt that I am in need of chatbot. Okay. So I need to give some answer for the simple questions like this. So what we discussed in this particular slide, I'm giving that particular information to create this particular code. So the code will be generated and you have to connect. Okay. The answer is there. So see here, if I am typing anything, user input, that user input is always converted into lawyer and that will be passed as input to the chatbot response function. So what is chatbot response function? Inside that the user input is passed and again it is converted into lawyer. If it is not converted into lawyer, again it is converted into lawyer. That is the first step. Then if it is a variable, if there is a keyword called variable in the user input, then it will return the answer like this. If there is a keyword called syntax error in the user input, then it will return the answer like this. Similarly for print, any other thing, then it will return, sorry, I don't know about this. Okay, so I have to, in order to work with this, first I have to connect. I think you people are aware about how to work with this Google Colab. Shall I proceed? Yes. Anyone please respond?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall
Yes,
I
ma'am.
proceed? Yes.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So here you have to first connect it and you have to run this. So it will ask you about till I am typing quit, it will work properly. So I am giving some statement, print the variable or anything. Okay. So automatically, if the variable statement is there, even though the print statement is there, my intent contains variable first, therefore automatically it will display a variable is like a container. Similarly, I want to know about what is this syntax error. So I am writing completely syntax error. So if it is the keyword is present, then automatically please share your code snippet what is available in the key value pair. So that will be displayed here. So suppose if I am writing anything apart from this, okay. So I want to know about the concept pointer. So it does not, because I am not telling anything. So likewise, we can create a simple chatbot to make this is the skeleton. This is the skeleton for creating the chatbot. One is function, by getting the input. That is, you have to first get the input and you have to pass through the function that is called bot. So that bot, you have to write what is the intent, what is the key and what is the value. So this key value pair makes the chatbot to be an interactive one. So this is a simple example to understand about what is this chatbot and all. So likewise, we are having a lot of nowadays, even if you see, if you go with some simple furniture shops and all, we are having chatbots. How can I help you? So immediately, if you ask anything, it will refer the websites and if you refer the contents which is trained with that, it will give the answer. Yes, this material, this product is available, this code is available. What is the price of this? Everything it will refer and it will immediately tell. So it's very similar to what we are having previously in frequently asked question. that was interactively, dynamically working with the help of these chatbots. So how we can make use of these bot for education purpose? Language practice. That's what I already told you, for language purpose. So here the reason is that what purpose we are going to use, that is in our hand only. So whether we want to communicate one particular concept to the students, or whether we want to make the students to get practice on one particular concept. So it depends upon purely the need, the requirement. Based upon the requirement, the bot will be developed. So here it is somewhat deeper level. So for that purpose, it has to work with language. It has to work with what we say, that spelling mistakes. So for the purpose, text blob is used. And at the same time, if you want to work with grammar and all, then there is a need of this particular language required. That is, language packages will be required. So for that purpose, I'm using NLTK toolkit. So here, I'm not writing similar way. I'm not writing the code. I just prompted. The code will be generated with the required packages. So it will install the text blob as well as NLTK and random. Then there is including its associated packages. Okay, so associated packages, spoon package. So that is also included. Then language practice bot. So here it tell me about your favorite hobby. So if you are writing anything, if there is any spelling mistakes or if it is not in a proper way, then it will give you the answer. That is what will be the correct answer for this. Okay. So similarly, one more version is there. Here I am having the converse between, here I am having, wait a minute, I will give you the information about these things. Tell me about your favorite hobby. Wait a minute, I will connect with this. Then we will execute this. The second one is slightly variation of this, the first one. Okay, so here it can ask about how can I help you. Okay, and it provide about, tell me about your favorite hobby. Listen music means feedback. Yes, it is listen music, correct. Therefore, it is nothing, it is a corrected sentence. Similarly, if it is any wrong with this, then automatically it will correct it. Okay, sometimes it will be that is what we said, the pathetic situation. See here I'm specifying that I don't forget the Kerala trip. So here the Kerala may be converted to Herald. Okay, so like that sometimes it can be happen, because this may be trained with some different words and all, and we cannot expect that you already aware that whatever may be the algorithm, machine learning or deep learning or transfer learning algorithm or federated learning algorithm, 100% accuracy we cannot expect. Okay, so sometimes, so during training we can alleviate all these problems by training more number of sentences. So similarly, you can reading paper, writing stories. Okay, so reading, writing stories, good vocabulary usage. Instead of that, it will give you the feedback. Instead of writing all these, instead of spelling like this, reading paper, writing stories, reading, writing stories, like that you can write. So that's what the way in which it will provide the feedback. Okay, so here it will say that doctor, that's a doctor and do service. What are your future goals means doctor and do service for the nation. So I am writing simply by removing some sentences and all. But the sentence is right, but good vocabulary usage is service. Okay, so that is the thing. And you can expect or you can utilize all these statements. By default, it will provide the connectors. It will ask you to use the connectors. So if you are using connectors, then it will give you the prompt data. So see here, I am by mistake I am giving the trip, meaning that is the statement is instead of trip I am writing the spelling mistake is there, so it will be corrected. Okay, so likewise it will do everything. Okay, so in that way we can make the students to understand the concepts like pointers or recursive function. Okay, and many of the data structure concept, so that we can make the students to understand about this. Okay, so this is one example to know about how we can make use of these chatbots for language practice purpose. Participants, are you comfortable?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
99 participants. Very good, ma'am. So even after working hours, participants are actively participating. Very good. Happy to see. Then next, let us move on to this prompt engineering. So then and there, I explain about what is meant by prompt. So how we can give the instructions to the AI assistants. That is called prompt. So well-designed prompt improve the accuracy, relevance, and we can get the good response from the system. So for that, I am giving some examples. So write a formal email to a professor requesting an appointment. So it is by mentioning formal. So automatically it will write from to subject everything with proper. Suppose otherwise I am write the email. Just it will give you the glimpse of requesting an appointment. But the formal, by I am writing only one single keyword formal, but the system understands that yes, I have to follow all these template. Like this is called prompt, the way of using the keywords. So similarly, here we are having lot of different variety of prompt may be there. I think you people may get into all these topics when you talk about when you study about agentic AI. So here you are having few short, zero shot, and the chain of thought prompts. This chain of thought prompt is the basic for agentic AI. So what is few shot prompt means? It will take only simple examples to understand singles. What may we say that some we can count the number of training samples or examples. Based on that, it will get some patterns, and based upon that patterns, it will provide the solution. So, for example, we can guide the model with the words cat. Okay. So, for example, instead of that, if
Participants, please wait. Ma'am will connect soon.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now only connected. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Sorry, there was a disconnection. Where I left? Anyone? Types of prompt? Please, anyone respond where I left? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Type of
ma'am.
prompt.
Yes, where I left, please. Type of prompt?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Completed. Type of prompt completed.
Yes, ma'am. You are completed.
Chain of thought. Till chain of thought. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. So how to design a good prompt? There will be some characteristics, some procedure to be there. So we have to be clear about what we are expecting from the ChatGPT or chatbot, okay, or AI assistant. So that is to be clear and specific, and what format, whether it is in bullet or table. I mentioned in that course plan itself, I want a table like that. I am in need of code, and particularly Python code or C++ code. Like that, I need to mention everything. What is my requirement and provide the context. and which context, because this is very, very, very important. Context is very much important. Okay, so at which context I am in need of all these things to give explanation to the students like this, or to understand for my understanding purpose. Likewise, we have to clearly explain and avoid ambiguity. Ambiguity in the sense, I will give you the best example to understand about ambiguity. Now we people are so much, faculty members are so much that is affected by this AI content. Am I right? When we prepare a research paper, or when I submit thesis, or when we submit our paper to journals,
Ma'am,
in addition
presentation
to
is not visible, ma'am.
yes,
Presentation is
yes,
not
am I
visible.
audible? Oh,
Audible, ma'am.
presentation not visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, understand, understand. Wait a minute, sir. I
Okay,
will
ma'am.
share. I will share. Is it visible now? Is my screen visible
No, ma'am.
now?
No, ma'am.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. It will take some time, because if it is office hours, then we are having a good connectivity. But
Okay,
in
ma'am.
home,
Okay, ma'am.
even though we are having Wi-Fi, the connectivity is the
Yes, ma'am.
problem. That's why that is video is also in off mode. But anyway, we face a lot of connectivity problems. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, thank you. So this way we can avoid ambiguity. For our ambiguity, in the sense, I want to tell you about when we submit our papers to the journals or theses, there may be some sort of plagiarism detection softwares, particularly Turnitin. We are using, everywhere is using either Identicate or Turnitin or Workun, like that, depending upon their own environment, what they are having. We are using that. But in addition to plagiarism, we avoid that particular plagiarism using any one of the AI tool. But after avoiding plagiarism, also we get into the trouble called AI content detection. So it is not possible to avoid. So if we get anything, even from Quillbot or from any other paraphraser, if you want to use that particular thing, or any other AI assistant tool, ChatGPT or chatbot, anything if you use, then automatically that will be considered as AI content. Then after that, if you write with your, that is one part, that is one problem with this. So that we can avoid with respect to, by writing by converting what are all the things conveyed by AI tools into your own way. But that is also, there is a problem. So what is the problem means, if you are writing the statement, if you are writing the sentence, instead of simple sentence, if you write as a complex sentence, that is it consisting of one or two, it carries over one or two lines. So it is a lengthy sentence means, even if it is written by you, it will be considered as AI detected content. Why? What is the reason means, the entire content, the entire sentence, all the words present in the sentence may be present in any one of the AI on document, the AI generated document. So in that way, it will produce it as AI detected. So this problem recently faced by my research scholar who submitted her thesis in the month of November. Okay, and now the content during that particular time, AI detection content was 0. Plagiarism is also 0. But now the AI detected content was 56 percentage. Believe me or not, if this 56 percentage, we thought of how it is 56 percentage, because if it is thesis, then we sincerely write, we evaluate everything, and we get the that is turn it in report that 0 percentage what we say, that AI detected content. But now the same identicate so the sorry turn it in shows that 56 percentage. So we made a research on this. We identified that if we make simple sentences, then it will not be considered. If we make a but for our analysis and all, we are in a position to write a lengthier sentence to make the reviewer to understand the concept. But that will be considered as AI detected content. So in that way, what is the meaning? Is that means nowadays the Turnitin is attached with all the databases, semantic scholar, research scholar, white papers, all the reputed journals, all the different types of digitized contents. Everything is connected with this Turnitin. So in one or another point, our word will be there, then it will be considered as a AI detected content. So the only way we are having is nowadays we are having solution. One more solution is there, that is called, anyone knows about what is the solution for this? What is the name of the solution for this to avoid AI detected content? Anyone? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone? Humanizer. Humanizer. Okay, humanizer means converting the AI detected content into the original content. That is called the humanizer. If you put in Google, if you Google it, AI humanizer, yes. Do you have any doubts? Ma'am, may I know for what purpose they are raising the hand to ask about doubts? Anyone? Please, anyone respond? Do you have any doubts?
Participants, if you have any doubts, please post your doubts in chat box. Ma'am, we are mute all the mics, ma'am, because
Yes.
of it will create some inconvenience.
Yes.
So
Yes, now I can get the questions through chat box. Okay, ma'am, no issues, no issues.
Okay.
So, okay, we continue. So, yes, we can use humanizer, but in that also there are, if we are using humanizer, then the next stage will be, it will go around either 1 month, maximum 1 month. Then after that, how you use humanizer? It is humanizer, AI humanizer is available. If you Google it, AI humanizer, lot of humanizer is there. So it will convert the AI detected content into just like what we are writing, but that will also serve for temporarily only, but it is not a permanent solution. The permanent solution is using all these tools for teaching learning process. And if we want to do our research and if we want to write anything, then get the help. So that is what I want to convey to you people. Get the help about what are all the methodologies available, what is the literature survey available. Okay, so literature survey, size space is there, then lit map is there, elicit is there, connected papers is there. Like that, we can use the AI tools. Similarly, for methodology also, we can have a lot of AI code assistance available, either machine learning techniques or deep learning techniques or transfer learning techniques, data set download, everything we can make use of all the AI tools. But when it is come for writing, you can write it in your own way. Get the help from all these AI tools, get the inputs from them, get the methodologies from them, okay, and write it in your own way is the best solution. AI humanizer, Quillbot, yes, we can say the Quillbot already available, but in addition to that, in Quillbot also you can detect AI content. But in addition to that, we are having lot of humanizers available. Give example or demo for humanizer. So if you Google itself, then it will come in any AI humanizer. Lot of humanizer is available now. AI humanizer. So here Grammarly it will go, or otherwise any AI humanizer you can go with this. Quillbot, as I told, Quillbot is also there. Undetectable AI, likewise, lot of humanizers are available. You can use any one of the. See here, humanizai.io, free AI text tool like this, unlimited words. Like that, you are having lot of options. So you can go with the same thing, Quillbot like this, paraphrase, you can check the grammar, you can make the content to be converted into that whatever you write, the AI detected content will be removed. Okay, but that is also done by AI only. So I think you understand the meaning of what I am conveying. So it also go with some months in terms of months only. Then after that, they will make the turn it into be good with all these aspects also. Then again we are in trouble. So the best solution is getting the help, 360-degree help from all the AI tools available. But for writing purpose, use your own way of writing the thesis and getting the help from for literature survey and all. Very good AI tools are available. Chat with PDF. Like this, you can get all the findings from all the different 100 papers. If you want to get the findings from 100 papers, it is very difficult by doing manually. But if you do it with chat with PDF, it will give you the methodology used, it will give the results obtained, everything. What is the research gap? Everything you can get it within a fraction of second from each paper. So 100 papers, maximum 1 hour. You can get all the things. Then after getting the results, you incorporate all these things in your own way. That is the thing I want to convey to you people now. Shall we proceed now? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. So this is code related prompt engineering. Vague statement. I am giving an example for vague statement. Write a program in Python. So what program? Okay, so better thing is write a program, Python function that takes a list of numbers and returns the sum of all the even numbers. So likewise, whatever we want to do, we have to convey in a clear way. That is called prompt. So what may be the applications? These are all the applications. Generating code snippet we can use. Okay, copy, that is marketing purpose. Okay, and there's customer support purpose, writing and research. But there is a problem with this. Okay, then we go with simple AI tutor about how to give the prompt. Explain recursion. See here to a 10-year-old student, school-going student, using a story with animals. Yes, it can explain by creating a story with animals and explain the concept of recursion to the school student. Likewise, this is in our hand only. What purpose, for what, who are all the ultimate end users, that you have to keep it in mind, and you have to ask the AI assistant means then it will give you clear information. Okay, so ask me 3 questions you would have if you were learning about neural networks for the first time. So these questions will give us how the students, for the freshers, how we can explain the concept to the students. Okay, so in that way, we can make use of these types of prompt engineering. Okay, so create 5 practice problems on matrix multiplication, including one real-world application, and provide detailed solution. So it will give you real-world application, so we can know about how we can map the matrix with the real world. Likewise, we can have support vector machine using both the diagrammatic representation and analogy related to separating fruits in a basket. So it will explain with the diagram as well as with by this particular task. So likewise, this is called multiple learning modes. So another, this is what I want to tell about the prompt, how we can make use of the prompt effectively. The next, let us move on to cursor. The cursor is AI code editor. So I think tomorrow we will have this hands-on with this particular, demo. I will show you the demo about how we can work with this, because due to shortage of time. Now I touch upon this particular, what is this cursor is of. So this is nothing but the total in IT industry, what is the field called full stack development. The entire thing will be taken care by this particular AI code editor cursor. If you want to develop a website, you can think over what are all the tech stack we need to do. We are in need of front end, we are in need of back end, we are in need of a middleware. So we are in need of data sets to be included. Then we are in need of fetching the data from the back end, and we have to, depending upon the query from the answer, it has to be displayed in the front end. So everything is taken care. Even if you want to run the server and if you want to make the things to be happen at the real time, everything will be done, taken care by the cursor itself. No need to write a single line of code. Only thing is you have to use the agent available in that tool. So you have to give the correct prompt. If you give the prompt, then automatically it will give you the entire code. I will show you the demo tomorrow. So entire code, and it will give you the output. Okay, so this is built on the top of VS Code, and it is available in 2 different modes. One is you can directly working with online environment, online way, without downloading it, or otherwise you can download it and as a desktop version you can work on it. Okay, so these are all the key features: autocomplete, code search, chat interface, code generation. You can edit the code and everything, we can do it. Okay, so for this, how we can use it for live coding demonstrations and all, you can use this cursor. Okay, you can ask the cursor to write the code and you can explain the code to the students on the fly. And similarly, interactive debugging sessions, feedback session, assignments, and enhancing the assignment and the project also we can use. So that is the major content is according to it's in our hand only. So what purpose we are going to use, that we have to design and we have to utilize. And another one is Mermaid. So Mermaid is also diagrammatic and visualization representation. It is JavaScript based environment. Okay. So we can work with this Mermaid. Ma'am, shall I take 5 more minutes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can take.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. So this is an environment, Mermaid Live Editor. So here you are having, for this also, if you want to work with, there is a documentation is available. So here, this is Gantt chart. If you want to work with Gantt chart and title, everything, what all the information you want to include, that you can include here. Okay. So here, if you close this, automatically the things will be displayed here. Section year 1. So I want to prepare a Gantt chart for 3-year proposal. I want to prepare a work plan. So all these things, when you prepare a proposal for funding agency, you have to create a Gantt chart. Similarly, lot of options are available. Okay, so what are all the actions there? Here you can have whether you can, if you want to work with this particular file, if you want to save this SVG file or PNG file, or if you want to copy this, or if you want to save. But today, if you save this, then it will show something is not possible to save error because my limit is reached, exceeded. Okay, so you can try with your own. Okay, you can share this particular thing, and if you want, you can get this particular thing into your fresh page also. You can download it and you can use it. Okay, so this is one particular application. So likewise, you are having flowchart representation, class representation, then pie chart representation, mind map you can create, entity relationship diagrams you can create. So if you create a flow chart, then automatically if you select this, then the flowchart environment will be there. You can take this flowchart, you can either get into different pages, you can modify this. Okay, if you want to draw anything handwritten, then you can include here. If you want to change the actions, okay, so that also you can do it. Okay, so in that way you can work with the class diagrams representation, sequence diagrams representation, lot of editor is there. So you can make the students to clearly understand about how this can be generated. Okay. Wait a minute. And the last one is timeline chart. So that also you can, the cursor is not moving. It's not working. But these are all the provisions available. Here it is there. I close that. Then here it is the place where we can get into. So now I will open this history. So what are all the information? 2002 LinkedIn, that is history of social media platforms. So then Facebook, then Google, then 2005 YouTube. Like that, if you want to provide any history, so you change this and you change the title and you can include everything. So likewise, they will give the template to you. So you can make use of this template to provide your own data and you can save the diagram. You can share it also. Okay. So you can copy this and you can open it, then it will be automatically open. Okay. Live editor. In that live editor environment, you can open that. And if you want to make any changes also, you can do that. Okay. So for me, it is the quota was exceeded. So it is not possible to save this today. So basic tier limit exceeded. So I want to go to upgrade to pro. So you try with your own system, Mermaid Live Editor. So which will be very much helpful for the, we can make them, the students to understand the concepts like with the visualization representation. So finally, these are all the tools available. Okay, so Cursor AI, Copilot, Replit. Another one is Replit is also there. Okay, so it is for code assistance, and Jupyter. And Mentimeter is also there for conducting polls and all. Kahoot is there, game-based quizzes we can conduct. And poll everywhere, the name itself denotes it is a poll tool. And Nearpod is there. It is actually VR activities, virtual reality activities. We can go with this Nearpod. And Padlet is also there. And Peer Deck. I will share all these materials with your coordinator. So you can get into this, all these tools available. Desmos is another one, interactive graphical environment tool, PET. So mathematical simulations and all. Then these tools, we know very well about ChatGPT and Grammarly and Quillbot. Okay. So what is the purpose? For what purpose? What tool may be used? That will be specified here. And as a summary, these are all the different AI assistants, chatbots, and the virtual assistants, and what are all the maybe AI tools. So the purpose of this one is moving teacher-centric teaching learning process to learner-centric teaching learning process according to the learning capability of the students. And this will be purely within the hands of the educators to make these things to happen in the classroom. So with this, I thank the organizer for giving me this opportunity. So if you are having any clarifications or any doubts, you can ask me now. Dear participants, am I connected or not?
Yes, ma'am. Participants, please post your doubts in chat box. Ma'am will clarify.
Word limits. Yes, ma'am. That is difficult, sir. That is the problem with this. But what we say, that means for research purpose and all, we can use these types of freeware tools available with the limited edition. Now, if you want to really work with that particular tool, and if it is really helpful for you, then definitely we need to go for pro version. Otherwise, we can make use of these limited free editions available. We can make use of it. How ethical is use of humanizer? It is not an AI detected AI tool is ethical, means then humanizer is also ethical. So in which way we are using, that is the thing I want to tell you. We can get the help from all the AI tools, and we have to integrate with our own ideas and with our own writing style, then no problem. It is the best ethical way, ma'am. Yes, is there any tool for making a book from our notes? Yes, lot of tools are available, lot of tools. We can, from the notes you can make. For example, Google Lens is there. Google Lens, you can convert what are all the things, images available, that will be converted into text. Similarly, the text can be converted into images. Likewise, we are having lot of tools available. Everything is possible, ma'am, now. Only thing is we have to identify right tool. That is very much important. Any tools for design thinking, to create customer journey, sir, put it these things in your ChatGPT. Immediately you can get lot of tools available. Yes, AI generated content during plagiarism check. It is not possible to check by ourselves, sir, but the Turnitin itself is designed in such a way that it identifies the AI detected content, and it will tell you how much percentage the AI content was there. Best course for prompt engineering itself. We are having the course name prompt engineering. You search it through Coursera or otherwise Udemy. Lot of prompt engineering courses there. You can go to that. Please repeat once how to overcome Turnitin. So it was so quickly moved because so many persons are asking questions. So it moves so quickly. How can we find that I will answer? I already answered. Best course. Will you please repeat how to overcome Turnitin detecting AI similarity index? So that is the way we have to get the help from AI tools. You have to integrate and you have to write it in your own way. That is the way we can go with. Either if you want to work with your thesis and all, then you have to go like this. Or otherwise, don't worry about all these things, AI detection, content and all. Then you simply make use of all the different tools available, and make use of summarizer, any of what we discussed so far, that is either chat with the PDF or your size space or elicit. Okay, all these things may be useful. So you can use all these types of different AI tools, and we can make these things to be happen as a paper. But AI similarity index from Turnitin, it is not possible. It is not in our hands. The only way is using our own knowledge. Nowadays, it was very much developed. The Turnitin software is developed with, that is trained with all the available resources. Therefore, it is very, very difficult to avoid AI content with the help of from the Turnitin package. I think I answered the questions asked by the participants. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Almost, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, sir. Now it is okay. But after some time, let us wait and see. Text into PowerPoint presentation that ChatGPT itself will do. It will create a PowerPoint presentation, ma'am. Yes, you can give the text and you can ask the ChatGPT to give the PPT and you can download it. Yes, this itself will do it. Yes. Any other clarifications?
Participants, the next session will be start.
Okay, ma'am. Then if there is no questions, shall I leave?
Yes, ma'am. We extend our heartfelt thanks to Dr. S.V. Kokilavani, ma'am, for sharing their expertise on ChatGPT and the practical use cases. Your guidance and practical insights have been invaluable to all the participants, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thanks all the participants for their active interactive session. Even after 6, we are having so many works
Yes, ma'am.
in our home also. But during that also 500 and plus people are here means it's very really hats off to all the participants and the organizer, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tomorrow we will meet you on another topic.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I will leave now.
Yes, ma'am. Okay,
Thank
ma'am. Thank you. Participants, please stay in the meeting. Then next session will be start within 5 minutes. Vinit sir, are you there? Vinit sir, are you there in meeting? Sir, you are not audible, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Shall we start, sir?
Hello? Ma'am, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shall we start? Sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay,
Shall we
I'll
start?
just share my screen.
Shall I share introduction about you, sir? Participants, due to some unavoidable situation, Instead of Mr. Madhusudan, the session will be handled by Mr. Vineet from Agri Technology, Bangalore. I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Vineet to handle the session. And I want to give some small introduction about him. Mr. Vineet is a seasoned senior engineer in AI-enabled at Advi Group companies, product design wing. He has over 2 years of specialized experience at their intersection of machine learning and hardware integration. Throughout his career, he has focused on the complex challenges of deploying sophisticated AI models onto resource constraints environments, ensuring his performance without compromising efficiency. His expertise spans the entire life cycle of edge AI, from model quantization and optimization to the seamless integration of intelligent algorithm into embedded system. We warmly welcome you, sir. You can proceed, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Hi everyone present over here. Before we dive into the today's session, please allow me to introduce myself. So my name is Vinith and I'm a senior embedded AI engineer at Nadu group of companies within the product design wing. So for 2 years, my professional work has been centered on one of the most challenging and fascinating, technology, that is the intersection of AI, artificial intelligence, and the physical hardware. Uh, my core mission has been to solve the complex puzzles of uh, taking the sophisticated AI models, and integrate it into the hardware embedded systems. So this involves a deep expertise in the entire life cycle of what we call edge AI, for the quantization and the optimization of modules to ensure that they run efficiently on microprocessors, to the seamless integration of these intelligent algorithms directly into the tangible products. So the whole session thing is about the AI for lesson planning and content development. So looking at this title, AI for lesson planning, some of you might think it's another tech trend. But what if I told you like this isn't about technology replacing what actually we do? It's about technology restoring what brought you to teach in the first place. The ability to connect, the ability to the mentor, the ability to inspire without being burden under administrative work. So today I'm going to show you like how we can reclaim our Sundays personalization learning for every student in a class of 45 or whatever the count is, and teach AI itself without feeling like we are always 3 steps behind from it. So myself, so we are, where are we going together actually regarding this part? By the time actually we finish, no, I want you guys to walk out with the 4 things actually. First, a clear understanding of how AI transforms like learning planning specifically for technical subjects. Because when we are teaching AI and machine learning, we are teaching a subject that evolves with it, and our methods must evolve with it. And the second thing that is going to be very crucial is I'm going to show you by like side by side comparison that make the difference unedible. Like for example, we look at whatever is our current workflow and then see a transformed version that gives you back hours of your week. And third, we are dealing with the real evidence, not the promises. I'll share the exact data, whatever the service has been done, and the data that we have collected from the schools where this is already working, showing measurable improvements in both teacher satisfaction and the student outcome. And the fourth, the most importantly, you will live with an implementation blueprint, not just ideas, but like a specific practical steps you can begin testing in your own classroom, starting the next week itself. Hello. Next, speaking about why the AI you know really matters, we all are living with it. Now let's just ground ourselves in reality. These three numbers tell our current story. These are not just the numbers. 54% of educators are already using AI tools. Think about that. More than like half of our colleagues are finding solutions, often quietly, because the need is so urgent. And 77% like plan to fully adopt AI within 2 years. The direction is clear. This isn't a question of like if, but it's about how well we'll make this transition. And where that it keeps me up all night is that 89% of our students are already using tools like ChatGPT for learning. They are racing ahead while our systems try to catch up them. This gap is particularly like critical when we teach subjects like artificial intelligence itself. We are trying to explain large language models, diffusion models, and genetic workflows, concepts that didn't even exist when our textbooks were printed. It's like teaching current events with yesterday's newspaper. And you can look at the graphs, the real cost, the state of lesson planning today. The current states say that let's talk about the human cost behind these numbers. 7 to 8 hours per week on lesson planning. That's not like occasional overtime. That's every single week. That's coming in early, uh, staying late, sacrificing our weekends. No, I was just speaking with one of my lecturer in the past who is from computer science background. He just told me that he spends his entire Sunday preparing for Monday's AI lecture. By the time I have, like he said, is that by the time he has reached the latest developments and updated by any examples, the students do move forward with the other modern technologies. This is the reality actually we are speaking. Uh, we are teaching the fastest moving field in the human history with the tools that move at the geological speed. The content shelf life in the AI is weeks. Like while our textbooks take years to publish, this mismatch isn't just insufficient. It's unfair to both teachers and students. We can see that there's a survey done, and we have the legit source say that most of the lecturers and the teaching staff they lack in the planning time. 84% of educators report they have the lack of sufficient time during regular work hours to complete the grading and planning. So now we look after how can AI help educators. Now, what if I showed you like you in a very different way? What if you could like just plan a standard alignment lessons in minutes instead of hours and create slides, the coding labs, the visual aids instantly tailored to your specific students. and have the access of understanding with auto-generated quizzes that actually save you grading time and now differentiate from that students who's struggling and that other students who's already mastered the basics. We can move forward with the person who has already understood the basics and make him understand the advanced concepts and can be more focused on the person who is lacking with the basics. Update your materials with the latest industry developments automatically. And what if doing all this gave you back 44% of your administrative time? That's 3 to 4 weeks every week. However, you could spend monitoring students, collaborating with the colleagues and the colleges, and just have like a dinner time with your family. So our journey together through this session is here how we'll navigate this transformation today. We'll start by honestly examining our current challenges because you can't fix what you don't acknowledge, and then you know, we will domestically do what AI actually is in an education context. Beyond the hype and the headlines, we'll get hands-on with the practical tools you can start using immediately. We'll compare traditional versus AI-enhanced methods side by side. So, like, you can see the real difference. And we'll examine from institutions that are already making this work. And we'll discuss your legitimate concerns about privacy, and ethics and academic integrity hands-on. We'll build a realistic implementation strategy that works in the unique context. And uh, it will be clear with the next steps and not just ideas, but the specific actions to also make them true. The challenges in the traditional lesson planning. You know, let name our four biggest challenges that are actually coming concern are the time scarcity. We simply don't have enough hours. That's the main important. That's the reason why you're going to use the AI and the resource constraints. There are no enough support staff, not enough current materials also to make the students explore to the vast knowledge in the industry and the limited personalizations. Teaching to the middle while students not just end suffering and just staying current and racing against the fastest moving field that is AI. And these are just about the problems. They are actually these are not just the separate problems. They are actually interconnected. Lack of time means we cannot personalize. Outdated resources means we are teaching history instead of preparing for the future. So we can see here in this current slide that like 7 to 8 hours plus 9.9 hours grading equally nearly about around 18 hours of solitary work each week, adding teaching hours, the meetings, the parental communications, and suddenly when we look after the just the week's schedule, it will be around 50 to 59 hours of week, which is as norm, but which is not acceptable. Look at this distribution chart. Okay, you can see there the almost a quarter of teachers are spending around 6 plus extra hours weekly on planning. This isn't dedication, but this is unsustainable. And in you know country like India, where many of you are managing classrooms of around 40 to 50 students, this math becomes like somewhere impossible. And here's what breaks my heart about our current system. Look at this graph. We can look after here says that the limited personalization at scale. We can look at the here where you know, for example, a Rohan who's already building his own AI models at home, and we're coming to the Priya who's somewhere grasping the concepts but need more example. And whereas Amit, a student who's struggling with the basic Python syntax, and a Sanya who might be just struggling with English language, who's trying to understand the technical terms. But and I have I have to teach them all at the same speed. In AIML, where concepts build on each other, if Amit doesn't understand the gradient descent on Tuesday, by Thursday he's completely lost in the neural networks. Our current system is behind the students, and we know it. And we need to not just move by the concepts, we need to make the students understand and make them for a better future. Keeping up with rapid evolution in AML. Let me give you a specific example from one of the student I met who is in his last semester. Like asking him about the transformer models, the technology behind the ChatGPT. No, my textbook which I was referring was covered with the original 2017 paper. Meanwhile, my students were asking about multi-model models from 2024. That's like 7 years of innovation missing from our materials. And that's not just being current, it's about being relevant. When students know they can get more updated information from YouTube in just 10 minutes than from our week-long module, we lose the credibility. We lose the credibility. The repetitive administrative task. Now let's talk about the assessment, where the time burden become like most visible. 9.9 hours weekly grading, like more than a full working day, and 95% of teachers taking work home. But here's what especially challenging for technical subjects. Creating valid assessments for AIML isn't just checking right answers. You are evaluating the coding efficiency, the understanding concepts of the students, application of the theoretical concepts, problem solving approach. So designing the whole neural network project that takes hours, grading, and later after doing all these things, grading 50 marks for of variation that takes days. And by the time you return home, from the work of the grading, students have moved on to the next topic. So the feedback comes too late to matter, which will somewhere affect the students. The reasons that are because of the time intensive design. Building valid, reliable assessment items for technical topics like neural networks require hours, as I said. So, and then afterwards, refining them and then giving a grading will somewhere create a hectic work. Okay, so next comes the resource constraints and the understaffing. This constant pressure has real consequences. The 70% of teachers feel their schools are understaffed. Of K-12 public teachers report their school is somewhat or like very understaffed, limited support resources. And whereas we can see the other number, that is 90% of teachers, high priority schools report serving of understaffing, nearly double the rate of low poverty schools. These are not just the actual numbers; these are actually the uh, taken from the surveys, and these numbers are very much to the concern for the future of the students. And we can see that the this load that the teachers are taking, 77% find their job frequently stressful. The educators burn out their you can see the plot over here, the educator burnout indicators, which was recently collected by the information of 2024 from the legit resources. So, which says that the high report of stress and 54% find it difficult to balance work and personal life, leading to high turnover and retention challenges. And we have collected some information, and these are the teacher voices, no, where they uh, this constant pressure has like real concerns. I have recently spoke with the teachers, and they say that their entire Sunday goes in planning for their week's curriculum, and for the Monday morning, and they are already exhausted before the first bell rings, and the feedback delays you know m- reduce impact significantly. By the time they finish their grading, like for 150 lab manuals, the student have already moved on. And these aren't complaints, like these are evidence that a system that needs the reinvention. So here's our choice: continue with methods that leave teachers overwhelmed and students underserved, or embrace tools that can help us do better. The traditional model is somewhere breaking under four pressures, which we believe it's called it. It cannot be personalized at the large industrial scale. It drowns teachers in the administrative work. It can't keep pace with the technological change, and it burns out our best educators. The need isn't just urgent, but it's critical. But yeah, the good news is that the solution isn't about the initiative. It's about working smart, and it's not about the just the hard work. And this brings us to our new approach: AI as our teaching partner in the education sector. Not the replacement, but I would say this isn't about the robots in the classroom. It's about creating a human in the loop system where technology handles with it does well, and freeing you from what you uniquely do, providing the wisdom, the context, the empathy, and the inspiration for the students. Like think of it this in a way such like you are already an expert at explaining uh, complex concepts to students. Now imagine like you have a partner who handles this research, like the drafts, the materials, and creates the examples, and all based on your expert guidance. So that's where comes the picture of AI in the education. And let me show you like what this partnership looks like in practically. Like you have different tools for different needs. We have generative AI, we have adaptive systems, we have intelligent tutoring, predictive analytics, and accessibility tool. Somewhere these all are you know making us human in the loop, essential for the context, the ethics, emotional supports, and the final decision making. Because AI is the thing which can't do these all things. And the types of tools that are currently available in the market are like your AI assistants like ChatGPT, the cloud, the Gemini, are like having a research team available like 24 by 7. You just ask them like explain the quantum computing to a grade 10 students using the cricket analogies, like they'll create a multiple approaches instantly. And like your lesson planners, like the some tools such as Magic School and many more are there, are like having curriculum specialists who work at your speed. Tell them like create a week long unit on machine learning for like some BTech students aligned with the particular state syllabus. They'll build the structure, and that will be more effective. And your assistant tools like generative quizzes, rubrics, and even provide instant feedback on student work. And your accessibility tools provide real-time translation, captions, and adaptions, which are crucial for the country like India, where there are many languages are being spoken. So having the captions and adaptations and translation for the students, like the person who don't understand the particular language would would make some next level advancement. This isn't like one tool trying to do everything. It's like tailoring the toolkit for different teaching needs. Now, like you might be wondering, like how reliable is this? Like the technology has matured itself significantly that modern AI tool uses like uh, retrieval augmented generation to pull from the current and verified resources. We have the vector search that understands meaning, not just the keywords, and we have the safety guardrails to filter inappropriate content and continuously evaluation to reduce errors. This means when like you ask for a lesson on blockchain, it's pulling from current research, not just the generic information. It, and Here's why this movement is different. Adoption has reached like the critical mass. You can see the number 89% of students are already there, and 77% of educators plan to join with them within the 2 years. And this, somewhere isn't just happening in Silicon Valley. The global market of AI is somewhere gradually increasing. Project somewhere it reached around 112 billion by 2020, 2034, and we can see the graph for that. 86% of educational organizations are already implementing the generative AI. And like in Delhi, like we have a choice: lead these transformations or like play a catch up. And your position as India's education capital, I believe that we must lead this up. Okay, so and let me show you how this integrates into your existing workflow. You are not changing what you do; you are enhancing how you do it. When you like plan, AI helps research and structure, and when you create, AI assists with the materials and development, and when you deliver, AI provides a real-time support, and when you assist, AI handles routine evaluations, and when you intervene, AI helps identifying the needs, and when you reflect, AI provides data insights. Every stage becomes more efficient, but the teacher remains the conductor of the symphony. This is crucial. We are not just like digitizing the old methods. We are moving from the substitution to the redefinition. Old way was like PDFs, the worksheets instead of paper ones. The new way, the adaptive learning paths that responds to each student's progress. The old way was somewhere like multiple choice tests, and the new way are the how we are changing it to the AI tutors that provide immediate personalized feedback on complex projects. We are not just doing old things with new tools, we are doing new things that were uh, previously impossible, like providing every student a 50 person class with a personalized learning assistant. And here's what we make this shift: 30% better learning outcomes and 54% of higher test scores, and we can gain 10x more engagement and 10x faster feedback. That last one changed everything. When a student misunderstands, like he if he back propagations, they get immediate corrections, not a red mark on a week later, like in technical subjects where concepts build sequentially. This immediate feedback prevents cascading of the misunderstandings. So data confirms that the AI integrated learning environment drive measurable improvements in student performance, engagement, and operational efficiencies. Now that I know what some of you are thinking, let me address the top concerns directly. What about the academic integrity? We design assessment differently, like focusing on the process, the application, the defense of work, rather than just the final answers. And talking about the data privacy, we use like enterprise tools with zero retention. Essential uh, is your research assistant, perfect for reading these three research papers and summarize the key disagreements for uh, graduate students, and the Gemini, which integrates with Google Workspace. Like we can try the convert my lecture into notes. It's a interactive presentation with embedded coding examples. Each has different strengths. Like we can naturally gravitate towards what fits to our teaching style. Now the specialized tools are where things get really exciting. The Magic School AI was built specifically for educators. Uh, just type create a lesson for on decision trees with differentiation for students at three different levels. It generates the materials instantly. The Edu AI focuses on unit planning. You just ask build a month-long curriculum on natural language processing with weekly assessments with a complete structure, which gives within the minutes. And these uh, aren't generic tools adapted for education. So they are purposely built by the educators for educators. Understanding our unique constraints and what are the needs. Next comes with the content creation tools. For our technical subjects, we have specialized content tools uh, such as the Gamma or the Canva Magic, like create professional presentations from simple prompts. The GitHub Copilot, which assists with the coding labs. It's like having a programming partners. Mm, Mostly AI generates synthetic data, so every students get unique data to analyze, and we can say the practical workflow, like use the ChatGPT to outline a lab on linear regression, mostly like AI to generate unique database for each student, Copilot to help debugging their code, and Gamma to create the instructional slides. And what used to take days now happens in hours by using the AI. Assessment is where AI delivers perhaps its biggest time savings. Instead of just creating one quiz, AI can like generate item banks of hundreds of questions and create auto variation of for test securities, tag questions to specifically learn outcomes automatically, draft detailed rubrics for complex projects, and design questions that
test understanding, just not the memorizations. It's make sure that the concept that have been understood are clear. The result that we get are 10x faster. The feedback cycles. Students learn from the mistakes immediately when it matters the most. It's somewhere to the feedback loop. AI tools enables rapid creation of diverse assessment types, shifting focus from grading mechanics to student growth analysis, which will be more focused towards the student understanding the concept so that we can prepare him for the future rather than just by teaching him the history. Let me walk you like through a complete example of my own teaching. Like the last month, you know, uh, I needed to teach the introduction to the neural networks. Like here's what I did. The step one, I pasted my learning objective into the chat GPT, somewhere like create a 90-minute lesson on neural networks for undergraduate CS students with like somewhere uh, basic Python knowledge using biological analogies and include hands-on coding with some libraries as TensorFlow. And the step two, in 60 seconds, I had a complete lesson outline with the timing, key concepts, and discussion questions. I even added the differentiate this for visual learnings for students who need more, accountability, who want to understand by just the visual appearance. Even the ChatGPT did it. It adapted the activities. I asked it to create the material slides like a reading handout and a Jupyter notebook with the starter coder. It generated a formative quiz and the project rubric and project rubric and this is non-negotiable. I reviewed everything. I adjusted the examples to be more relevant to Indian students, added a local case studies, and verified the students' work with our lab environment. So the total time and like it was about an hour. Previously, easily 8 hours it would take for me to do the whole steps from step one to step five. And here's the output like a complete week plan, ready to use coding labs, assessment materials, but more importantly, I had a time to think about how to teach it in the best way, not just what to teach. This is these are the examples that I got, the problem patterns for AI lessons, which are know, strategically structured for high quality education outputs, which were like role specific. I gave it the content defining the AI's personal, where I mentioned as the expert CS professional and the specific teaching context to ground the responses so that the explanation that it gives will be understood the every person and or the every student in the class. As I said, like it totally took me about an hour. Like previously, usually it would take around like 8 hours. And here's the output that it's clearly we can see that a complete week plan, ready to use code labs, and it was easily for me. Like it created a structured plan for me. Now the only concern was with me that to how to teach it in a best possible way for the students so that they understand it in a very understanding manner and in a very simple way. Uh, Now you might think that this sounds good in theory, but um, does it work in practical? Like, let me share with you the three examples. Okay, Georgia Tech like created an AI teaching assistant named Jill Watson to handle routine forum questions, like which result to the human PAs had more time for deep mentorship. students performed better, and the AI was nominated for a teaching award, not because it replaced the teachers, but because it made them more available. Uh, in an online master's in CS course, professors and the TAs were overwhelmed by the 10,000 plus forums posts per semester, which increased the accuracy to 97% accuracy rate achieved answering the student questions, which made sure that the students are conceptually strong. The Singapore's Ministry of Education, where it also uses the AI for making, short answer questions. Teachers got 50% of their, grading time back. Uh, Student got immediate feedback, and the quality actually improved because teachers could focus on higher order assessments, like, which is great as because 50% reduction in the time spent on routine marking tasks would somewhere make the teachers to invest that time on the students concepts understanding. The Ivy Tech Community College, like, it also uses AI to identify at-risk students within the first 2 weeks of class. Previously they would discover problems at midterms, too late to help. Now they intervene early and have saved thousands of students from failing. And this isn't like uh, futuristic, or like it's just the current practice in leading institutions. You can see that the more than 3,000 students save their falling courses in the single semester, and the speed, like the identification speed compared to week 8 in traditional models, also reduced to 1 to 2 weeks, and 98% of the contacted at risk students improved their grade from C or to the better grades. These are all the proven examples that we are actually got. And now we're gonna let me show you like the before and after things, like the traditional neural network work lesson planning and how the AI powered methods actually. So like previously, like in the traditional methods, like research latest developments would take around 2 hours, and create outline and structure would take around 1.5 hours. Design hands-on activity would take around 2 hours, and build slides and visuals would take around 1.5 hours. Write assessments would take around 1 hour. In total, 8+ hours of solitary work. But when AI assistant approach we're going to follow, prompt with objectives, which should take around 5 minutes nearly, and review and customize the generated materials would take somewhere around the 40 minutes of yours. And add the personalized expertise and local content would take around 15 minutes. So in total, we can say of 1 hour of collaborative creation. So can we say that the time saved as the 7 hours weekly redirected to a student interaction, mentorship, and professional development? So the outcome that we expect is that the students show the 54% of higher test scores in AI enhanced environments. Why? Because when the feedback is immediate, the students correct the misunderstandings before the solidifying. And coming now, like, here's what like excites me the most, like we can finally solve the personalization problem. Uh, in the classroom with 50 students, we currently have one teacher with one phase of teaching. With AI, we can have the 50 personalized learning paths. The system can adjust difficulty based on the real-time performance, provide different explanations for different learning styles, offer like the support to the students instantly, create unique practice problems for each students, understanding their phase of learning. This isn't just efficiency, this is like education quality, giving every student the support they need to succeed. And our technical subjects, the currency problem disappears. Instead of textbooks updated every 3 to 5 years, like we have real-time retrievals, like of the latest research, live industry case studies from companies actually deploying AI today, like the modern data sets reflecting the current societal context. When a new AI model is announced on Monday, you can be teaching about it by the Wednesday with verified pathologically sound materials. The cost and ROI analysis. Let's not talk about the numbers because implementation requires resources. Here's the annual impact per teacher. AI to license somewhere approximately costs around 12,000, and the training and the implementation costs around some 25,000. So time saved per week is, let's assume that be 5 hours per week, valued at 1,500 per hour. So for one whole year, we are saving around 3,60,000. So net value created over like 1,000% ROI. So, but the real value isn't just financial, it's in teaching retention. Replacing a burnt out teacher costs institutions around 15 to 20 lakhs. Keeping a good teacher happy and effective, that's like somewhere priceless. And consider like assessment differently currently. Okay, the assessment where we need to wait for 5 to 10 days and get the feedback. Student has moved on till the time receives the feedback. While AI enhanced assessments, assessment the day he has given, he get the immediately feedback. Student just corrects and he masters himself before he get lost in some other wrong concept rather than moving with the wrong concepts. This is somewhere 10x faster cycle is particularly transformative for technical subjects where each concept builds on the last, and the student don't just carry forward the misunderstandings, he get the clear concepts and move forward. You can see here some of the prompts that we have given, generating practice problems like which are scalable assessment, creation for ML algorithms for supervised and unsupervised. Concept differentiation where the role of it was to assessment specialist in the machine learning. The topic was given for it was the comparative analysis of k-means clustering, which is unsupervised, where and was compared with k nearest neighbor, like supervised. So I asked it to create a 15 question practice set with the 3 different tiers. First tier was the beginner, the conceptual, focus on definitions and labeling. Example, does the data has the labels? And second one was the intermediate, which was the application focused, calculate the usual values, the distance between the points and the centroids, so which provide the 3 numerical variations. And coming to the third scenario, that was the advanced, which is scenario based. Given a customer scenario and select and justify the algorithm. So the output format which I was expecting was the JSON code block suitable for canvas input. And this is also one of the example. So Harry studio in UK. So he just created a breaking language barriers with the diverse student population speaking multiple languages, teachers struggling to provide the you know that language to make the student understand the curriculum. English language learners face barriers in the real-time comprehensions and adapting the lessons materials for varying reading levels was incredibly the time intensive. This so the AI solution for this was the Federation implemented the Microsoft Live for the real-time translations and the subtitles directly on the students' devices. They also deployed the ChatGPT to instantly adapt the complex text for different reading ages, creating tiered resources that made the same core content accessible to every student, which led to the impact of very numbers such as 5 hours of time saved for per teacher per week and the 100% real-time access to the lessons content for non-English speakers, which was very difficult task to make the non-English students to understand. And now, how do we implement this? Actually, the responsibilities like the risk managed AI workflow, what are the safeguards, the quality control, the ethical guidelines for implementation. The first thing is the policy first. Clear, acceptable use policies like data privacy protocols and academic integrity guidelines established before like any tools. And second one which can do is the training and support, structured professional development, not just tool access. We create AI champion like teachers who support their colleagues. And no, a phase rollout where we start the pilot groups, measure results, refine our approach, then scale based on evidence. This isn't just a tech development; it's a transformation supported by the technology. Like how we will know it's working, because what are the matrices that we need to track for the success. No, we track the teaching matrices, hours saved, the satisfaction score, and the retention rates. And the second is the student matrix where the engagement levels, assessment scores, the completion rates. And the third one is will be the equity matrices like gave reduction, accessibility, and improvements. We measure what matters and we adjust based on data. By doing these all things, we can clearly look at the numbers that we gradually save the teachers 4 to 5 hours, and somewhere it reduces the stress that the actual teacher is taking, and the engagement that we are getting from the students is 10x more. The person who was interested in understanding the concept in the topic but was not so conceptually good because of the phase of the student is at the low, he understands the concepts at the slow rate, but the class was going too fast. But by even addressing that person, we can get the student engagement, and which somewhere increase the 10 increase in talk time and the participation. And we're going to go with some real world success stories. MIT, which created the predictive analysis, which identify at-risk students before they fall behind. The challenge that they faced was to identify students at risk of academic underperformance, or they had faced a lot of dropout in large numbers, diverse students, because of the conceptual unclarity, or thinking that the syllabus is too burden for them, as this led to the because of the traditional monitoring methods were not that reactive, often identifying that issues led to too late for effective inventions. The students, they used to not understand the concept, somewhere led to their underperformance and dropout. The AI solution that the MIT found for is what deployed an AI-based predictive analytics system, which was leveraging historical data on performance and the attendance, the engagement to the focus, potential challenges, and recommend the personalized event, which somewhere led to the retention of the student, which significantly improved the student in the retention rates across the diverse students with and the resources, as the more efficient allocation of academic supports they got, and advisors target help where needed the most. The success rate that the college got was the student engagement, and the academic outcomes was at the good at when they implemented the predictive analytics. The next example that we can see is the Stanford University, which was basically to the adaptive learning at the scale. The challenge that the Stanford University actually faced was the need to deliver the personalized learning experience. In large enrollment courses, like the traditional methods struggle to meet the diverse student needs, for example, leading to the engagement of gaps and the higher dropout risk in the subjects. So the solution that they actually got was AI-driven adaptive platforms that use machine learnings to tailor content facing in real time. So the systems created the customized learning paths for every student while strictly addressing their privacy and the ethical standards, which basically led to the lower dropouts, which were the challenges that the Stanford University was facing. And there was a higher course completion rates, and overall students satisfaction was at the next level. The 100% personalized phasing tailored to the individual student needs. The next is the Harris Federation and Oak Nation. The challenge that these face with the teachers across the UK faced unsustainable workloads, spending excessive hours on lesson planning, uh, resource creation. Additionally, students struggles to provide real-time support for students with English as an additional language, and uh, diverse accessibility needs. So the solution that the uh, university education actually found was the Oak National Academy, where they uh, deployed the AI lesson planners to automate the curriculum resources generation. Simultaneously, the Federation utilized the Microsoft Live and AI tools to provide instant translation and the subtitles, making complex lessons accessible to every student. As we know that the UK is the education of most of the people go for pursuing their masters from every corner of the countries. Uh, and the language barrier shouldn't be the point that makes the students from understanding and learning the concepts. So this was the thing which they addressed. Next, the University of the Man, which created the predictive analytics for the student retention. The challenge that this university faced was to improve the student retention and the success rate, as most of the universities were facing. Uh, Even they deployed an AI-driven predictive analytic platform that analyzes the academic performance, the attendance, the LMS engagement, and the system alerts the advisors to potential risk, enabling their timely and personalized support while maintaining the transparent data usage policies, which significantly reduced in the student dropouts rates and across the departments. And indication of high risk patterns allows for intervention in within like at the earliest. Next, the pilot insights and the trust. Educators. So it's like a practical path forward. Like we can create somewhere phases like next month. Like we can start a 6 to 8 week. You know, a pilot with volunteer faculty focus on one high impact use case like lesson learning, the planning, provide training and support, and expand based on pilot learnings, create a peer support network where uh, develop institution specific best practices and the scale successful approaches like integrate with the existing systems and build a sustainable support structures. The policies and the training procedure that we can follow are in the 4 phases that I want to explain. Like for the first month, we can start a 6 to 8 week volunteer faculty program, which will be focuses on one high impact use cases, that is lesson planning and providing the training and support. And the second phase that can be followed through was by expanding the based on the pilot learning, like we can create a support networks and develop institution specific best practices for understanding the concepts. And for the next phase, scale successful approaches and integrate with the existing systems where build sustainable support structures. And for the phase 4, that it's a continuous improvement based on feedback and continuous no the outcome. So rest, like we stand at a unique moment where call to actions need to be taken. We have some of the brightest students, most dedicated teachers, and most forward thinking institutions in the country. The challenge before us is also our opportunity to lead India's education transformation, to show how technology can enhance, not replace, the great teachers, to prove that we can provide world class technical education at scale without bringing our educators at the lower levels. This isn't just about adopting the technology for technology's sake, but it's about reclaiming our time for what matters the most. uh, Mentoring the students, collaborating with the colleagues, and yes, like having dinners with the families would be our most priority. It's about giving every student our no in our crowded classrooms the personalized attention they deserve, which was lacking in the traditional teaching, where the students would feel like they are left out because the other students who are at the faster phase would understand the basic concepts at earliest and good move forward for the advanced concepts. The person with the low understanding phase would be left out. So by using the AI, we can you know address every student in our crowded classrooms with the personalized attention that they deserve. It's about teaching cutting edge subjects with the cutting edge methods. The future of education in India isn't teachers versus AI. It's teachers powered by AI. So more it should be more effective, more fulfilled, and more impactful. And now I would be like delighted to hear your thoughts, concerns, and questions. So that's it for me.
Participants, if you have any doubt, please post your doubts in chat box. Any queries? Okay. Thank you, sir, for the excellent session on how to prepare a lesson plan using AL tools. And the practical insights shared will be highly useful in our teaching and learning process, sir. Thank you so much. Participants, please wait. We will share the feedback link in chat box. All of you kindly fill that. After submit your feedback, you can leave from the meeting. Link is walked. Okay. Try continuously because simultaneously many pupils are access feedback form, it will cause the problem sometimes. Okay, you can try again. We will post the link in group also. You can fill after some time.